Hello, welcome to the land of Kakiak. My name is Laurel. Welcome to another library book tour. Today I'm going to be talking about my reread shelf. So as you know, we are Robinson curriculum, based. What the Robinson curriculum is best known for is its book list. I found while I was teaching my middle son to read, there was a gap between where he could, sound out words and read and where the RC book list started. Just the beginning books were at the frustration reading level for him. So we had this gap. So I've talked before about bridge books, and I believe what I showed you before was a little set like this, right? It's just little classic books. And even these ones can have some hard words in them, but the books aren't as long. Like I was able to get him through them, and he would read them until he could read them well. But there was more of a sense of accomplishment a little bit sooner than the RC list, the first books. It was just too long. Like I remember thinking we could read like The Tale of Jolly Robin, and he really couldn't read that on his own. We would like read it together. Like I would read a paragraph and he would read a paragraph, kind of did that. I just wanted a better solution than that. So yeah, I started introducing our own little bridge books. Anyway, so these two shelves, this one's kind of hard to see, these two shelves, so I wanted them to be books that was okay for any of the kids to get into anytime, from my youngest to my oldest. And so it's mostly gotta be okay for the younger kids because my oldest can reach higher the shelf. But so that I've got picture books and I've got some series books that were easy reads for like first and second grade. And yeah, so now my middle son is going into third grade, and I think this is actually going to be the year that we start the actual Robinson curriculum reading list with him. So currently, up until this point, he's been having McGuffey lessons with me daily. That's his reading, and then he has free reading time or independent reading time, where he's reading a book from in here. So I've kind of stocked this up with books that's okay for him to read, and some of them he's read, some of them he hasn't read yet. I think it's fine if we want to add these into the rotation, even once we start the Robinson curriculum reading list with him. I'll start off with my youngest. I'm going to grab some of the things that he grabs off the shelf. He's 5. He's currently going through Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons with me. So he can't really like read, but they like to get books out and look at the pictures mostly. So let me just show you some of the books I have down here for him that he likes to grab. Okay, so I just showed you this one. This is a set from Cottage Door Press. They have this set, and then they also have the second one, which is more like fairy tales, like Jack and the Beanstalk. They always like that one. And they're like just nice little books, just, not too heavy, just right for their little hands. And they're also a really nice quick read if he asks me to read them to him. Sometimes you want a story, but it doesn't take too long to read. So those are nice to have. There's also, Cottage Door Press also has a Christmas set of vintage like Christmas story books, just like this. It used to be down here, but right now it's actually up in their bedroom because it's always Christmas up there. I also have this set, The Frog and Toad. First 4 I can read, or it's 3. This was a gift from my mom. But this will be something that once he can read, he should be able to read this book pretty quickly after doing 100 Easy Lessons. And my mom sent us that, and she also knitted The Frog and Toad. They always take their clothes off, but they're sitting down here with the books too. But I feel like we end up playing catch with these guys because they're kind of like bean bags. Aren't they cute? Okay, I have a whole bunch of these. Who makes these? Fisher Price, I think. What is something? They're called, a Just Ask book. I bought a big, like, I don't know how many I have. I have a bunch. off of eBay. And I actually bought these to be a complement this as our kindergarten science, like nature study curriculum. And it's just some kind of question that kids would like ask and they're answering it for them, right? But I leave these down here because they've got lots of pictures and stuff. So sometimes he's really interested in like volcanoes. So we've looked at the volcano one quite a few times. Like what is snow? So these are cool. And they also double as great early science readers. I will put links to all these books in the description box. So don't worry, I won't make you wander the internet aimlessly searching for these literary treasures. A Child's Book of Poems, A Child's Garden of Verses, and Fairy Tales and Fables. So I used this one. We read this whole book. This was the first book that we went through in our kindergarten curriculum together, but it's back on the shelf. Right now we're reading Brambly Hedge. All three of these books were illustrated by the same artist, and I just liked the style. And the colors are bright and very attractive to kids. A Child's Book of Poems. Like, I love when they even do artwork on the like inside of the cover. He definitely gets this one's out. A lot of the pictures are in black and white, but they're still good. And then there's some that are in color. Isn't that pretty? I love that. Even if you can't read, I mean, they get a lot of enjoyment out of looking at the pictures. Looking Glass River. Alright, so those are there, and I will be rotating through these during this year, during kindergarten and stuff with him too. And these were really reasonably priced, so I'll link those down below. I just bought these on Amazon. It's like a homeschool staple, the Children's Book of Virtues. This is down here for them to look at whenever they want to. Look at this. I love this. I love these illustrations. Illustrated by Michael Haig. Courage and perseverance. Try again. Such good lessons. So yeah, this is another one that I plan on using with our kindergarten curriculum. The Children's Book of Heroes. David and Goliath in here. Mother Teresa. This is actually one of mine from when I was a kid. Then Meet the Gnomes. And there's a bunch of, this is like in a series, and I think it's out of print because some of the books are like really expensive. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm not paying that much money for a book. But again, they're just cute, short little story, like chapter stories. And I love the illustrations. So yeah, that's on there. I have this Treasury of Stories for Children. It's just, you know, vintage book. Snow White and Red Rose. Sleeping Beauty. I feel like I have more books than we need for this genre, like before the kids grow out of it. That's okay. This is Bedtime Stories, Thornton Burgess Bedtime Stories. This is actually a gift from an old neighbor. When we lived back in Oregon, she gave us this book. It had been like one of her kids when they were little. And it's super cute. We love it. And all of the illustrations are color. It has an old book smell to it too, which I like. Okay, and then of course you can kind of see I have the set of my Bookhouse books here. And they're free to look at these. I'm gonna go through some of these with Bo for part of his kindergarten curriculum, right? Book 1 is in the nursery. This might be a little bit young. Over in the Meadow. These ones are pretty short. I think this is the one I'm going to use for kindergarten. Story time. I love the little red hen story. The gray little gray pony. Right, so we have that set. So that's pretty much what's over on that side. You can't see very well. Over here, so that's kind of younger stuff. This is stuff mostly that my second son is reading. I'll start with these. These are like some antique books I got in an antique store. and I just thought they were cool. They're like, I don't know, embossed. They're called Book Trails to Enchanted Lands. But it's just stories, just like whatever. This copyright is 1928. I don't know, I feel like the boys never really look at them though. I've opened them up and read them here and there to them, but they don't seem ones they really go for. So what William has read a ton of, once he really got good, really got good at reading on the Magic Treehouse books, these ones by Mary Pope Osborne, and I like them. These are really quick reads, and I do have some illustrations in them. But I want to say they're all about the same length. They're all about 66 pages, oddly. And I don't know, these are pretty famous, but if you haven't heard of them before, it's Jack and Annie. They're these brother and sister, and they find this magic tree house, and when they open books that are in the tree house, they can go to wherever, like the tree house will take them to that place in time. They have a little adventure and then they come home. So I think it's great. It's great for like background knowledge for them. They're kind of gathering about, you know, geography and other cultures and times and animals, and so I just feel like it's good for reading comprehension as a whole. Just helping them have more background knowledge when they're reading other things too. And he really likes them. Like, he was reading like 2 a week because there's such quick reads there at the end. So he has read the first 28, and then I actually just recently I switched him over, and I'm gonna have him read the new Tom Swift books. I bought a set of 4. This one's called The Drone Pursuit. It still says Victor Appleton. Must be a pen name, I don't know, because there's no way it's, you know, these are like modern versions of the Tom Swift books, which are on the RC reading list, some of the old ones, and Everett actually really likes them. We incorporate more of them into the RC list than, like, we substitute some stuff or add more in than just the ones that are recommended, because he likes them so much. But this is like set in modern times. It says, when your dad funds the Swift Academy of Science and Technology, you're bound to have a bunch of tech at your disposal, so no one bats an eye when Tom and his friend Noah test the new virtual reality drone before class. So it's still gonna get them interested in like science topics and technology topics, right? This one was a little bit, it's longer. So I think it's a little bit more over the read than the Magic Tree House. Looks like this one was 130 pages. Okay. Tom Swift. And then right here, so these are also by Mary Pope Osborne. It's the Magic Tree House series, but it's the Merlin missions. This one. He hasn't read these yet, but because I'm gonna have him read the Tom Swift 4, and then he can go to these. But these ones are longer than the first Magic Tree House is. This one was 121 pages. And then look, it says turn the page for great activities. And so they give them fun activities like scavenger hunt. There's riddles that they can solve. Anyway, so yeah, he's gonna read those this year. I also picked up this set of the Secret of the Hidden Scrolls. So obviously these are Christian based. Join siblings Peter and Mary and their dog Hank as they discover ancient scrolls that transport them back to exciting moments in Bible history. So it's maybe like a biblical take on the Magic Tree House. I think there's like 9 in the series. Okay, here's some rando stuff. I bought this, the survival guide for kids with ADHD. That's sitting here. Anybody can read this anytime they want to. I haven't assigned it yet or anything. I might assign it at some point. But I think it's just a lot of like helpful kind of like ways to manage your stuff, which could probably be helpful for everybody, honestly. But it does talk about side effects from of medicine. A lot of kids are taking medicine and they're dealing with side effects. It really emphasizes talking to your parents about, or adults about, stuff. I'm putting that in there. And then there was also, the rest of these are in Everett's room, but there, at some point I bought this. I was looking for some kind of adventure series for Everett a while back. It's the Grayson Gray series. And I know he read one. The main character is a boy named Grayson Gray. He's 12. And he just kind of, I remember the first one, I think his dad's like a CIA agent or something. He's like missing. He's at camp, and then there's like it says, terrorists don't play by the rules. It's all fair game. So, yeah, there's like, it's, you know, there's bad guys. And anyways, Everett, I think, likes these. So this is on, he does have, though, like the official reading list for school. So this is just his, you know, if he wants to pick up a book for his free time to read. That's why this is out here. This is his free read book right now. This was a pick out of one of those like free libraries that William wanted. It's called The Race. It had an airplane on it because he wanted it because it had an airplane. And I told him, don't read it yet, or try, because it looks, first of all, it looks way too long. It's probably difficult. But you know, I hadn't researched it. I don't know anything about this author, if this is what age group this is meant for. So it's just sitting on here right now until I have time to look at it. But it's by Clive Cussler and Justin Scott. I did pick up, we haven't read these yet, Light Keepers. It says 10 Boys Complete Box Set. The Boys Who Changed the World. Billy Graham, Brother Andrew, John Newton, George Miller, Nicky Cruz, William Carey, David Livingston, Adoniram, Jude Judson, Eric Liddell, and Luis Palau. I'm probably not saying it right. Palau says, would you like to change the world? These 10 boys grew up to do just that. Find out how Eric won the race and honored God. David became an explorer and explained the Bible. Adoniram was in prison and praised God. Nicky joined gangs and then the church. Luis was changed by God, and God changed others. William translated the Bible and gave God's word to India. George rescued orphans and was trusted with millions. Andrew smuggled Bibles into Russia and brought hope to thousands. John captured slaves, but God used him to set them free. Billy preached, and God used him to change people all around the world. Read this book and find out what God wants you to do. So I like that it's based, you know, there's stories about real boys. And of course, I think they have like girl versions of this and stuff. I have boys, so I bought boys stuff. You want to inspire them, you know. So this had 5 in it. So we haven't read this yet. It's on the list. We'll get to it. Anyways, so they're free to read these books in their free time, you know, if they want to pick them up anytime. You know, these ones might be for a little bit older, maybe like a 10-year-old or something. Not maybe 9, 10, 11, I don't know. I feel like you're never too old for true stories, you know. Oh, I forgot about Harry Potter. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Harry Potter. I wanted the illustrated versions. I've been collecting these for years. I'm a big Harry Potter fan. Look at the illustrations are crazy. I love them. Anyway, so Harry Potter, and the boys pull these out and look at them all the time, mostly to look at the pictures. Even little Bo. I did recently get this pop-up book. Oh my gosh, I couldn't stop myself. Ta-da! Look, it's Hagrid's house in the Dark Forest. It has all types of extra little things in it too. But yeah, the boys love this. We have a plan to start doing, we're usually reading something in the evening with the kids. So Harry Potter is going to be started here soon. Okay, well that is my free read shelves for now. Of course, these books can always like change out, and so if we add new things or change things up, I can always do a new free read video. And yeah, if you were interested in any of those books for your kids, check the description box, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.